So this is kind of FYI as far as the Insta 360 X3 camera. I just got this. I did a lot of research. The GoPro Max is 2 years old, sort of peer level. A lot of people were complaining about the editing process on the GoPro, so I said, the heck with that. It's old, and then people are questioning if they're going to update to the Max 2, so I didn't want to wait for that. I went with the Insta360 X3 because people said that their editing software was better designed, and I thought this was going to be great. Um, so I started figuring out. I used Davinci. I started figuring out how to get the footage into Davinci because it would not take the in.insv file extension. I downloaded some aftermarket plugins for 360 video through the Fusion downloads in DaVinci, but that is not sufficient. So what you actually have to do with this camera is you have to take it into Studio, and even if you don't want to reframe, even if you just want to upload the 360 content, you have to put it in there. I would recommend trimming it because it is less to render, but ultimately what you're going to do with every single piece of footage that you have here, and I need to do stuff like voice isolation in DaVinci because that removes all the wind noise and all that stuff. So there's a lot of post processing, and this Insta 360 Studio is not, it's very limited. So you're going to export this. So you got render time there, and then once you transfer files, right, which with large files is going to take a little while. Maybe if you've been recording for a couple hours, it's going to be, 30 minutes of transfer just to get it on the computer. Now you got to render. That could be another hour. Now you're ready to bring it into a program like DaVinci. And the issue is that they have plugins for Adobe Premiere. But Adobe Premiere is trash. Trash. It's DaVinci is the editing software of the future, in my opinion. I love it. I think it's fantastic. Everybody that I know that edits video, I've encouraged them to use it. It's still sticking with the non-subscription model, so if you don't like money coming out of your pocket every couple months, or every month actually, then this is the software for you. However, Insta has not come out with a plugin to natively support DaVinci so that we can throw this footage directly into DaVinci. I just want to do editing transitions. I want to leave it 360 footage so you guys can look anywhere you want. I don't want to frame. I don't want to do any of that stuff. But they are not providing back-end support but for anything but Premiere Pro. Or Premiere, Adobe Premiere. So FYI, if you use DaVinci or use anything other than Premiere Pro, you're going to have to do that extra step. You're going to have to render it out in their software just so you can use your program. If I'd known about this, there's not any other options, but if I'd known the level of difficulty that this was going to introduce and the amount of time I was going to spend just getting simple edits done, I mean, today I've got nothing done. All I've been doing is messing with this and rendering and editing, and then the render output is not great if you use the H.264, H.265 codecs. You have to export it in ProRAW, um, 22. What's the um, sorry, um, just a second. ProRes. That's what it is. So luckily I have another PC with a 3070 in it and a really nice i7 processor. that other computer I wasn't using primarily, that's going to be my processing machine for this camera because I can't tie up my main workstation waiting for stuff to, I can't do anything. I'm stuck. So if you got a second camera computer, you might be fine, but without native support for DaVinci, if you either have to make the choice to switch over to Premiere or you're gonna need to put a lot of time into just getting this footage processed. Other than that, the camera is great. Um, the lenses are very exposed, so I would say probably lens covers are in order. The rest of the camera is waterproof. The case seems pretty robust, but those lenses are very exposed. So um, the other thing that I would order is, let's see, this might be it right here. Okay, it's something like this. But basically, you get these sticky. There's two microphones, and you get a lot of wind if you're doing active things with this. So you can stick one of these circles on either side, and then you get these the wind covers right there. If you search a little bit more, I can put the link in the description. I don't want to waste time finding it, but put the link to these in the description. Um, this is a huge upgrade. Gets rid of the wind noise. I would have less requirements for post if it had come with stuff like this, but I found, after listening to it, I was like, wow, um, it's not listenable. It's terrible. So anyway, I hope that they intend to, support more video editing programs. This is a real problem. And again, if I didn't already have it and I was already going down this path, now I'm figuring out a solution. But I might not have ordered this camera if I'd known what I was getting myself into. So there is a post on Insta's website where people are weighing in that they want DaVinci support. So if 360 footage is something you want to get into and you want to buy one of these cameras, but this is a concern to you, I would go on there and put a post on there expressing your support for the idea that they need to support DaVinci and other editing software. So that's it, guys. Have a great day.